Deconstructing the title, Decoding the Hidden Symbols in the Book of Revelation. This title makes several key promises and raises important questions that the script must address. Decoding the hidden symbols. This is the core task. The script must identify specific symbols within Revelation and provide interpretations for them. It implies a journey of uncovering meaning that isn't immediately obvious. The hidden symbols. This suggests that there are layers of meaning beyond a literal reading. The script needs to explain why these symbols are hidden and what they represent. In the book of Revelation, the focus is strictly on this particular book of the Bible. The script must draw its examples and context directly from Revelation. Therefore, the script will need to introduce the enigmatic nature of Revelation and its symbolic language, provide historical and cultural context for understanding these symbols. Analyze specific key symbols, offering theological and scholarly interpretations. Discuss the challenges and varying perspectives in interpreting these symbols. Conclude with a reflection on the enduring significance of Revelation's symbolic message. Decoding the Hidden Symbols in the Book of Revelation. Part 1. Introduction, Sowing Seeds of Mystery. Greetings, fellow seekers, and welcome to Bible by Candlelight. In this quiet space, where shadows dance and ancient words whisper secrets, we embark on a journey into one of the Bible's most enigmatic and awe-inspiring texts, the Book of Revelation. What secrets lie veiled within its vivid imagery? What timeless truths are embedded in its dragons and beasts, its seals and trumpets, its glistening city and its final, cataclysmic battles? For centuries, Revelation has fascinated, terrified, and inspired, its pages brimming with symbols that seem both alien and profoundly resonant. Tonight, we promise to pull back the curtain, to delve into the rich tapestry of its symbolic language, and to uncover the hidden meanings that illuminate not only the end of an age, but the enduring struggle for faith itself. Part 2. The Journey of Deep Discovery. A. Historical and cultural context. The Crucible of Patmos. To truly decode the symbols of Revelation, we must transport ourselves to the world in which it was born. Imagine John, an aged apostle, exiled to the rugged, wind-swept island of Patmos, a prisoner of the Roman Empire. The time is roughly the late 1st century AD, an era of intense persecution for early Christians. Emperor Domitian demands worship as Lord and God, and refusal means ostracization, imprisonment, or even martyrdom. This is the crucible in which Revelation was forged, a message of hope and warning sent to 7 struggling churches in Asia Minor. Revelation is not a systematic theological treatise. It is an apocalypse, a genre of literature common in Jewish and early Christian circles, designed to reveal divine mysteries through visions, dreams, and highly symbolic language. It spoke to a community under immense pressure, reminding them that despite appearances, God was still in control, and evil would ultimately be defeated. Understanding this context, the fear, the persecution, the unwavering faith amidst suffering is paramount, for it colors every beast, every angel, and every prophecy within its pages. The symbols were not arbitrary. They were potent, coded messages of encouragement and judgment for a specific audience enduring a specific struggle, yet they resonate across millennia. B. Decoding the Scripture. Unveiling key symbols. Let us now turn our gaze to the text itself, to specific passages where these profound symbols demand our attention. Consider, for instance, the Lamb standing as if slain. Revelation 5-6. This is no ordinary animal. It is Christ himself, presented not as a conquering lion, but as a sacrificial lamb. The imagery immediately evokes the Passover lamb and the suffering servant of Isaiah. Yet this lamb is also powerful, holding 7 horns, symbolizing perfect power, and 7 eyes representing perfect knowledge and the 7 spirits of God. Here, the symbol speaks of redemptive power through sacrifice, a paradox central to Christian theology. It subverts worldly notions of strength, asserting that true victory comes not through brute force, but through self-giving love. Then there is the fearsome beast rising from the sea, Revelation 13:1. This multi-headed, multi-horned creature, blasphemous and arrogant, is a chilling amalgamation of the beast from Daniel's visions. It represents oppressive earthly power, specifically the Roman Empire in John's time, with its imperial cult and persecution of Christians. The beast's heads and horns often symbolize specific emperors or kingdoms, its blasphemous names a direct affront to God. This symbol is a stark warning against idolatry and submission to human systems that demand absolute loyalty, systems that usurp divine authority. It serves as a perennial reminder of how worldly power can become a monstrous antagonist to God's people. Another pivotal symbol is the woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars. Revelation 12:1. She gives birth to a male child who is destined to rule all nations. This woman has been interpreted in various ways, as Israel, the mother of the Messiah, as giving birth to Christ in the hearts of believers, or even as Mary, the mother of Jesus. Regardless of the specific interpretation, she embodies God's faithful people, protected and sustained, even as a great red dragon, Satan, seeks to devour her offspring. This symbol illustrates the ongoing spiritual warfare, the divine protection over God's chosen, and the ultimate triumph of the Messiah. Finally, we encounter the New Jerusalem, descending from heaven adorned as a bride. Revelation 21:2. This magnificent city, with its gates of pearl and foundations of precious stones, its streets of gold and the river of the water of life flowing from the throne of God, is the ultimate vision of hope. It symbolizes the perfected creation, the eternal dwelling place of God with humanity, where sorrow, pain, and death are no more. It is not merely a physical city, but the culmination of God's redemptive plan, a place of perfect communion and unbroken peace. This symbol promises restoration, renewal, and the complete triumph of God's benevolent reign. C. The hidden theological meaning, beyond the veil. Beyond their immediate historical context, these symbols unveil profound theological truths that transcend time. The Lamb reveals the nature of divine power manifested through sacrifice, challenging humanity's inherent tendency towards worldly might. The beast serves as a perpetual warning against any human system that demands ultimate allegiance, subtly revealing the idolatrous heart that can replace God with temporal authority. It teaches vigilance against seductive ideologies and oppressive regimes, whether ancient or modern. The woman and the dragon lay bare the cosmic conflict between good and evil, reminding us that there is a spiritual dimension to our struggles, and that divine protection is an ever-present reality for those who remain faithful. This narrative assures us that despite appearances, God's plan is unfolding and His people are guarded. The New Jerusalem, then, offers the ultimate theological comfort, a promise of complete renewal, a restoration of paradise lost, and the eternal presence of God with His redeemed creation. It speaks to humanity's deepest longing for belonging, peace, and unfettered joy. D. Controversies and theories. A labyrinth of interpretation, it would be disingenuous to present a single, monolithic interpretation of Revelation, for its symbols have generated a labyrinth of theories throughout history. Scholars and theologians often align with one of four main interpretative approaches. Preterism views most of Revelation's prophecies as already fulfilled in the first century, primarily concerning the fall of Jerusalem and the Roman Empire. Historicism sees Revelation as a panoramic outline of church history from John's time to the end of the age. Idealism interprets Revelation as a symbolic portrayal of the ongoing spiritual conflict between good and evil, without reference to specific historical events or future prophecies. Futurism believes most of Revelation, chapters 4-22, describes events that are yet to happen, primarily concerning the end times, the Antichrist, the Great Tribulation, and Christ's second coming. Each approach brings a valid lens through which to view the text, yet each also presents its own challenges. A purely preterist view might miss the ongoing relevance of Revelation's warnings, while an exclusive futurist perspective risks divorcing the book from its original audience and their immediate struggles. The truth likely lies in understanding that Revelation, like much of biblical prophecy, can operate on multiple levels, speaking to its immediate context, outlining overarching historical patterns, portraying timeless spiritual realities, and indeed, pointing towards a final consummation. The richness of its symbolism allows for such multi-layered engagement, inviting ongoing wrestling and reflection rather than simple answers. Part B. Conclusion. An echo eternal. We have journeyed through the cryptic landscapes of Revelation, deciphering some of its most potent symbols. From the sacrificial power of the Lamb to the oppressive might of the beast, from the cosmic struggle of the woman and the dragon to the radiant promise of the New Jerusalem, these images collectively weave a narrative of divine sovereignty, human endurance, and ultimate triumph. Revelation is not a timetable for the end of the world, nor is it a puzzle designed for us to fearfully piece together earthly events. Rather, it is an urgent call to faithfulness in the midst of adversity, a profound assurance that evil will not have the last word, and a glorious vision of God's ultimate victory and the restoration of all things. It beckons us to reflect. In what ways do we encounter the beast in our own time, demanding our allegiance away from God? How do we live as the woman, sustained by divine grace amidst spiritual conflict? And how does the promise of the New Jerusalem shape our hope and inspire our actions today? The symbols, though ancient, resonate with an eternal echo, inviting us not just to understand the end, but to live faithfully in the unfolding story. Deconstructing the